Alright, well this is the Pinckney Recreation Area. Has nice flush toilets over there, and then a nice lake with a beach. You have charcoal grills, horseshoes. There's a volleyball net on the other side. And this is the trailhead for the Potawatomi Trail. 17.5 to 18 miles long. And all of the intersections are pretty well marked. This one's number 1. So we are going to go to number 2, and then we'll head up to another marker later. Alright, so this is the trailhead, and when you start out, walk through between these signs. So my sound cut out for some reason for a little bit of the video, but you walk through those first 2 signs at the trailhead, and as you walk, this is what you will see. It's a nice trail in the beginning, and it's a lot of fun. So right away you come to a boardwalk, and you'll see nature, trees, birds. It's pretty nice to walk through there. And the boardwalks are pretty wide through here. You do have to hold your trekking poles up in the air, because if you don't, the tips can get caught between the boards. There are a number of lakes that you will pass by. The first one at the start is Silver Lake. That's the lake you see now. Then you will pass by Crooked Lake on your left, and then Highland Lake, Gosling Lake on your left. Gosling Lake will be on your left on the way back down. Then you'll see Patterson Lake, Watson Lake, and finally Half Moon Lake, which is the large lake with a bridge that goes over the top, and then Blind Lake, where the campground is. Now as you're walking, you will come to signposts with a number at the top. That's where you are at that point. And then lower down, you'll see the next signpost. So you want to go from 2 to 9 to 10, and then you go north all the way around the top, and then you'll come down, cross Patterson Lake Road, and you're heading for number 11 at that point. Then you keep going, and number 12 is just past the campground at Blind Lake. Now, as you start the trail, you will generally be heading in a westerly direction, and that will be from signpost 2 to 9. Once you get past 9, you're still heading west a little bit, and then it will curve north to post number 10. And post number 10, there's a shortcut to number 11. If you don't want to do the 3.5 or 4 miles up above that, you can take the shortcut. Now, as you can see, the trail is very well groomed. There are bicycles that come towards you. They're mountain bikes, and if it's a good day or later in the day, you'll see quite a few mountain bikes coming towards you. And you just step off the trail, and then they go by. There are quite a few ups and downs. They're not very long, but there are around 3 hills that are very steep and long. The trail is actually rated difficult. So, I mean, if you've hiked the Appalachian Trail, it's not really that difficult. But if you haven't hiked much at all, it is difficult, especially when you're carrying a backpack. So once you go past signpost number 10, you'll go a little ways and you will come to Patterson Lake Road, which is a paved road, and that's the road to Hell, Michigan. And off of that road, as you cross the road, there's a dirt access road which goes to the boat access ramp on Gosling Lake. And you walk down that road for maybe a quarter of a mile, and you'll see the boat ramp to your left, and then to your right you will see the trail go off, and that's where you go. So you'll be going east at that point for a little ways, and then you'll turn north, and then you'll get to the top of the trail, and then you'll start going south again. So as you're going away from Gosling Lake and you start going north, you'll cross a dirt road, and then you'll come to the top, and there is a very high, maybe 10-foot high chain link fence which keeps you out of a biological research center for University of Michigan. And then you'll start going south, you'll go across another dirt road, and then you'll come down to Patterson Lake Road, and you will cross that road again, and then you will be heading towards post number 11. And post number 11, you will see a bench there to sit on and rest, and the shortcut will be off going east. And when you go south from signpost 11, there's a thing called the sand pit. It's just a sandy walkway that you'll walk through on your way to Blind Lake. Now, if you are planning to hike the Appalachian Trail or the CDT or the PCT or the Colorado Trail or any major trail like that, I highly recommend this trail, this Potawatomi Trail, as a training trail, because you'll be able to do an overnight, and it has hills, it has some steep hills, and roots and rocks. Not quite as bad as the AT, but it gives you some very good practice. So in order to camp at Blind Lake, you do have to pay for the campsite. In 2021, the price is $17 and then $8 more to reserve it online. I don't know why they add that in. So it's actually $25 to reserve the campsite, and there's a one-night maximum stay. So basically you hike the trail, stay overnight, and then the next morning you finish the trail. So on day 2, you will hike about 6 miles or so, and that hike is not too bad. It's really a lot of fun. And when you get to the Blind Lake campground, there are maybe 8 campsites. They're all marked with posts, and they have a picnic table and a fire ring, and there's a pit toilet that's clean with hand sanitizer and toilet paper and a trash can. Campsite B3 is right on the lake, and there is a hand pump which has potable water in it. I don't normally trust any pump, so I just put the water into my seed knock bag, and then I filter that, and you'll see that later in this video. Alright, what you're seeing here is me coming towards a small gravel road, and there are always stop signs, and most of these stop signs are marked with the name of the road, and also it will give you a heads up as to which signpost you are heading towards, and that's really nice to know. In many areas of the trail, there's quite a bit of erosion caused by the mountain bikes. Some of the erosion is actually 3 to 4 feet deep, and there are banks on those curves for the mountain bikes to kind of go fast around them. This is a bench. It's one of the benches that you come to, and it's really nice because you can just sit down on that bench and have a break, eat a little snack, and just enjoy nature. There's a lot of nature on this trail. I don't know if you've ever watched the Boston Marathon, but near the end there's a thing called Heartbreak Hill. and this trail does not disappoint. When you get near Blind Lake Campground, there is a hill which I have renamed Heartbreak Hill, and it is tough. It's a long, rather steep hill, and it will get your heart pumping. And so somewhere in this video you will see me climbing Heartbreak Hill. It's pretty comical because my breathing gets going. Alright, I'll let you just watch the video and listen to some music. This video is kind of long and I apologize, but if you're really interested in hiking the Potawatomi Trail, this is the video to watch because I include a lot of the trail in the video. Alright, coming up a little bit further in this video, you will see me setting up my tent, and then you'll see me cooking my dinner, and it's kind of interesting because you get to see how that's done if you've never done it before. This trail is very well maintained. There are maintainers that walk by with weed whackers and people with chainsaws when a tree falls because the bikers need the trail cleared. The sound should be starting up shortly, but in this area I did stop, sat down on a bench, and I had some Ritz crackers with cheese, which are very, very good. And then I think I had a candy bar, and then I started hiking again. One thing you want to carry with you is a trash bag. I carry a smelly proof bag and I write trash on it, put my wrappers in there, and then when I get to a trash can, I just empty it into the trash can and reuse the bag. Look what showed up on the trail. There's a gator. Yep, I think this might be Heartbreak Hill. So I'll take you along on it. That part wasn't too bad. Whew. This is a little bit steep. Yep. This is a long climb. Sorry about my breathing. That gives me rhythm. Oh yeah. Steep, steep, steep. Holy cow. Just keeps on going. There we go. One last step. All right. That, I think, was Heartbreak Hill. So I think I'm around mile 11 today. The Heartbreak Hill was near the end. Should be coming up to the Boy Scouts of America turnoff. There's a big sign. And then just a little while further would be Blind Lake Campground. All right, it's 1 o'clock, so I'm making really good time today. And here is the sign and the Boy Scouts BSA camp sign right there. That trail goes down there. And then here's the sign for the Potawatomi Trail, 18 miles. And then there's a Ninawaki Waterloo Picnic Trail, 46 miles. Sweet. So we don't have much further to go now. All right, we'll take you up this bridge. I've had about 8 or 10 mountain bikes pass me already today. It's a nice day, so they're all out. All right, this is the top of the bridge. It's a beautiful lake. All right. Down. Ooh, that's a steep on the knees. That's where we came from. The trail crosses a road after the Boy Scouts of America camp, and then you come to this kind of a road and you turn left and you walk down it, and this is the start of the campground. So I made this in 4.5 hours today. 12 miles. 11.5, 12 miles. So right over there is the pump, the water pump. But I'm gonna go to the camp and stake out my campsite, charge up my GoPro battery. There's another view of the pump. So I'll be coming back here to get water in just a little bit. So you have to walk up this hill, and then you are rewarded with a beautiful view of Blind Lake. There it is. Whew. And nobody's here yet. So I made really good time. And I stopped 3 times at least for little breaks. So my campsite is right here, number 5. That's it. So anyway, that's what my tent looks like when it's set up. And one tip for anybody that's buying a duplex, the side of the tent that has these Zpacks symbols on them, there's one there and there's one over there. That's the side that you put into the wind. You face the wind. That's the windward side. Cooking some Ukrainian borscht tonight. So on these freeze-dried meals, this one is Nomad Nutrition. I think they're out of Canada. Looks kind of disgusting when you look inside. It's all kind of red. But basically, you open it up, you take out the little white packet that's in there, and then you boil your water, pour it into the packet, and you stir it, then you let it stand 10 to 15 minutes. And after that, if I'm still hungry, I'm going to have some teriyaki rice, which is really good. And on top of this, I have some goldfish to put in there. All right, boiling. So here's my spoon. So you pour the boiling water in there and then you just stir it. Then you wait 10 to 15 minutes. So I just put that meal in my insulated pouch to hold the heat in. And this is my day one bag. And lo and behold, I have a couple of Snickers bars in here. Yummy, yummy, yummy for dessert. And then another Ziploc bag for the teriyaki rice. I just put the boiling water in a freezer bag and it works just fine. This is a MSR Pocket Rocket Deluxe, and it has the igniter right here on the side. So when you start it up, you just open the gas up, and it might take a few times to try. This stove that I have, this Pocket Rocket Deluxe with the igniter, it actually has somewhere in here an actual regulator, so even when your fuel gets low, it still will work fine, where some of the cheaper stoves, if you want to call them cheaper, that don't have a regulator, they don't work well when the fuel gets low. Heat the water up for the teriyaki rice, because I think I'm going to still be hungry. So here we go. 1 1/4 cups of water. While that's heating up, I use my bandana to dry out my measuring cup, and this is going to be my coffee cup tomorrow morning. It is a nice little collapsible silicone cup. Once you use them for a long time, they do end up cracking, but this one is still fine. So what I will do is take this, put this in the freezer bag, teriyaki rice. Oh yeah. So here's my teriyaki rice. And whew, man, that is almost boiling already. So I'm going to take this out of here. My wash. Alright, it's boiling like crazy. So what I'm going to do is put this teriyaki rice into, alright, pour the boiling water into the freezer bag. then take our spoon, stir this up real good. This has to sit for like 7 minutes. Every time I make this, the rice is always crunchy. I can't wait for the full time usually. But tonight I'll be able to because I'm going to be eating the other food. So you just seal it up, put it in there and close that up, and that'll set for 7 minutes. So the timer is about ready to go off. There it goes. Alright, now I'm going to change the timer to 7 minutes for the teriyaki rice. And let's open this up. Let's see how it tastes. Oh yeah, it's turned into mush here. Oh, it's got some beans and stuff in it. So I'm gonna put a few of these goldfish in here. Not gonna need all of them. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what it looks like. Actually, it tastes pretty good. I think there's carrots in here too. Once the stove is cooled down, you just unscrew it from the can. This folds back under, these fold down. So now it's all compact. And you put the cap back on the can. The reason why you do that is because there's threads and it protects the threads from getting dirt and stuff in them. So now all I do is take my bandana and I lift that up, set it into there. Then I just take the stove, fold it down inside the bandana, and I have a lighter and hot lips. Just shove those in there, take the cap, put the cap back on. Have to put that in first. That's it. Sweet little system. Alright, the borscht is all gone. Now I just opened up my teriyaki rice and actually looks pretty good. Let's see. There it is. Hot. This whole thing works great. I made this out of a windshield shade. Alright, just wanted to show you the inside of my tent just before I go to sleep. That's the vestibule. My quilt is on top of my sleeping pad. Backpack is over there. Meal pad. This is my compression sack, my booties, my gloves if I need them. My pillow. Over there are my shoes that are in plastic bags. And